Hello, everyone. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is your Weekly Dose of Wicked.
Hello, friends. Welcome back.
Welcome to your Weekly Dose of Wicked with Sierra and Ashley.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right, we can start with our normal spiel. We don't really have anything new because we just recorded an episode 20 minutes ago.
This is true. When does this episode come out, Ashley?
Ooh, good question. Let me look.
It's a trick question because it comes out on February 15th. I knew that without even looking. I am a boss.
Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, I should have done something Valentine's Day related.
You should have. Way to drop the damn ball.
Nope, I didn't. Not at all.
Should have done the Valentine's Day massacre.
I should have. No, that's okay. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. You need to pay better attention to the calendar, man.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay. We forgive you. We still love you. Nothing really new is going on, but I don't know if any of you noticed. We did change the name of our podcast. We didn't mention that last week.
No, we didn't.
So our podcast is now Weekly Dose of Wicked, a humorous true crime podcast. You may be thinking to yourself, isn't that what it was already called? Essentially, yes.
That's kind of a long name.
It is kind of a long name. But after going to Podfest, we were told that we should include our genre in our name so that we're more easily searchable. So we had to add true crime. And so, yeah.
So instead of actually changing our name, we just added to our name.
Yes.
So we're still Weekly Dose of Wicked. That's still what we are.
We're still Weekly Dose of Wicked. But if you look, it now has a super long name. But yeah, it's supposed to make us more searchable. So we'll see. We'll see if it increases our listeners.
Yeah. We were also told that we really should be reaching out to you guys to get feedback.
Yes, please. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you want to hear from us.
Yeah, tell us what you want. Tell us what you don't like or what you love. Send us an email. weeklydoseofwicked@gmail.com.
Yes, you can do that. And if you feel uncomfortable with that, you can email us privately as well because we have our own private email addresses now.
Yeah, Sierra is sierra.wdow@gmail.com. And Ashley is ashley.wdow@gmail.com.
Whatever, shoot us an email. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want. Apparently that's what we should be doing, is doing what you guys want. And I think we are doing what you want, or you want to be here every week. But just let us know if we do something you hate, or if there's, I don't know, we're annoying, then just tell us what we do so we can be better for you.
Or if there's something that we did once and then we never did again. Or if there's things that we don't do at all that you want us to do more of.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Send us all the feedback.
Another thing we've kind of been toying with is, not really toying with, this was just an idea that I had. I really want to do like a live, like a Zoom call or something with like our Patreons or like our subscribers. But we need logistics of how to do that. So if you're part of our Patreon or you want to join the Patreon to be part of our live call, that's cool too. But let us know what you want to do. Like, would it be fun? I thought we could like play a game.
We could break out my serial killer trivia book.
We could do serial killer trivia.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I don't know, but I just thought it might be fun to do some sort of game, or I don't know, maybe do a live and do like a mini case and we like tell them a live case.
Or we could not do it with our Patreons. We could just do it with anybody that wants to come.
Yeah, I guess we could do that too. I don't know. Let us know what you think. If you guys would even attend that, they might not actually even like us enough. We might be talking to literally nobody. Every once in a while, we'll get like a message or like a review or something. And I'm like, oh, somebody listened. But I don't know how analytics work. Like maybe they're fake and like that's not really true. Like maybe we don't have 14,000 downloads. Maybe we're literally just talking to each other. And that would be embarrassing.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But anyway, you guys know what to do. If you want to join the Patreon, get exclusive content, you can do that. Another way you can now get exclusive content is directly through Buzzsprout. We did sign up for Buzzsprout subscriptions, $3 a month, which is the same as our lowest tier of our Patreon. And essentially, I'm not really sure how it works yet because we haven't really rolled anything out. But I think you just would get like extra episodes in your normal feed.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
So like if you listen on Apple, I think they would just show up in your Apple once you become a subscriber. I think that's how it works. But anyway, super cool.
Maybe one of us should subscribe to see.
Maybe, but I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. What else we got going on that we need to talk about? Obviously, leave us ratings and reviews. Our ratings and reviews are popping right now. We are listed as a 5-star on Apple, and we are now up to 39 ratings.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's lots of fun.
So 39 people have listened to us. So
Yeah, at least 39 people have listened. So that's cool.
So yeah, I don't think anything else really. Just the normal follow, like Instagram, Facebook.
That's it. We don't want to bore you. We don't want to spend too much time dwelling on the things. You guys already know what to do.
That
At this
is true.
point, if you don't know what to do, then what are you doing?
Go back, listen to the old episodes. We tell you what to do.
Yeah, we tell you what to do. Or just listen to the end. We tell you what to do there too. Yeah, just listen. Anyway, whatever. All right. So, yeah, I mean, you probably listened last week. If not, then I'll just update you. We got these really cool boom arms. We got some really cool pop filters. Our next piece of equipment we're looking to buy is a Rodecaster Pro 2. It's pretty. I don't know why I keep saying pretty. It's a pretty penny.
Yeah, it's a little pricey, so it might be a little bit, but
Yeah, but I think it'll make a huge difference in our recording. And also, I think that it'll be fantastic for when we are able to record in person, which will hopefully happen when Ashley makes the commitment to buy a house. Why are you making that face at me?
you're annoying.
I'm not being annoying, Ashley. Take all the time you need, but just know that I am looking forward to it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, that being said, Ashley, let's jump on into it. I'm saying your name like that this whole episode. And I don't know why.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyways, I'm going to take it away now.
Take it away, baby. Take it away.
All right. So today it's a little short, so I apologize. But it is what it is.
I wish I would have known that. I would have come up with things to talk about in the beginning to make it me.
That's okay.
It's really not.
It is. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to set the scene.
All right, do it. Set the scene for me, baby. What's
in-
the case called? Can I get a name? No? Not allowed yet?
No.
Okay. Can I get anything? Can you just give me a little taste?
It starts off with a triple homicide.
Oh, fantastic. My favorite.
Is it?
No, actually, I hate triple homicides. I hate any homicide.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so setting the scene. Salem, Oregon. Oregon. However you want to say that.
Oregon, tomato, potato. Who cares?
Okay, so anyways, we're in Salem, Oregon in the fall of 1998. Salem is the capital of Oregon. It is the third largest city, but still not really that big. The population is only 174,365.
Okay.
Which for the third largest city is not very big.
No.
I thought that was pretty surprising to me. So it seems like half the area there is like a city, but the other half is kind of rural, even though it's the same city. And they also have a cherry festival every year, which I think is adorable.
That is adorable.
So none of that's really too important, but fun facts for you. Jason Kinser, 26, gets a new job as a property manager, and as his pay, he gets housing accommodations of a mobile home on the property. The trailer was located right below the large house, which was up on a hill and owned by Bimla Boyd. This property was on a 30-acre lot, so Jason's job was to take care of the land and the houses. Jason was engaged and lived with his fiancée, Susan Osborn, who was currently in school becoming a big cat caretaker. So, like tigers.
Oh, I love tigers.
Yeah, so that's super cool. I love that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of tigers. Tiger King. Not really. I didn't even watch that show. I feel like I mentioned Tiger King a lot for someone who didn't even watch the show.
Yeah, you do. All the time. Anyways, on November 23rd, 1998, at 3:57 p.m., Bimla Boyd called 911 to report 3 dead bodies.
What was the name? Bilma?
Bimla.
Bimla. What kind of name is Bimla?
I don't know.
That's a weird name. Bimla Boyd.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It is a weird name.
I mean, if you say so, facts are facts.
It's her name, Bimla Boyd. She called 911 and frantically screamed that they were dead, somebody shot them. She said that Jason was alive but gasping for air, and by the time first responders got there, all 3 victims were deceased. They found Jason dead inside on the kitchen floor, and underneath the trailer were Susan Osborn and her friend Celeste Graves. All 3 had a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. They believed Jason was killed first, and the 2 women tried to escape and hid when they were cornered and killed underneath the trailer.
Why were they under the trailer?
They assumed that, like, someone was trying to kill Jason, so, like, they hid from them. And they found him.
Okay.
Under the trailer. I don't know.
I mean, because this was like a single wide trailer, correct?
I don't know if it was a single wide, a double wide, but it was a...
But it was a mobile home.
Right.
I think that's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
If somebody's trying to murder me, I'm not going to hide in my crawl space.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but I guess at that point, like,
I'm going to run like a lunatic, not to a closed off space. I'm not going to be a sitting duck.
well, you never know. I thought I was a fight. And
You're a flight, 100. You are not a fight. No. You know that story has still never made it on the podcast, right?
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
I edit it out every time.
Well, good. So at the scene, police found no evidence except for a few .22 caliber shell casings. There was no DNA, nothing seemed out of place, and there was no weapon to be found. The only witness was the property owner who had called Bimla. When she was questioned, she said that around 3:45, she looked out her window and saw smoke coming from the trailer and went to investigate. When she arrived, she saw a fire near the wood stove and put it out. And then that's when she saw the bodies and called 911. She said that she didn't leave her property for the rest of the day. They asked if she knew of anyone else that might have been on her property, and she said there wasn't anyone who came and went on her land without her knowing. She states that 3 people were on her property that day: a plumber who was coming to do an estimate, 32-year-old Philip Scott Cannon. He was a known drug user and a convicted felon. There were also 2 men who were friends of Jason, Jeremy Olson, and Larry Weaver, who were also on the property that day. And then all 3 of these men obviously were questioned by police. So, of course, they started with the victims, looked into them. Jason was found to be a small-time drug dealer. He had 2 prior drug-related arrests, one of which was just 1 week prior. According to friends and family, he had been involved in multiple drug deals gone bad, and those resulted in threats against his life. It was also found that Celeste had been arrested on drug-related charges and released just days prior to her murder. Her family had told police that a couple of weeks prior that she confided in them that she was scared for her life, but she did not elaborate on why. But they just assumed that it was related to her drug use and her affiliation. An inmate in a nearby jail came forward and told police that he had given Jason a metal lockbox with $16,000 in it to give to his girlfriend, Celeste Graves, to support her while he was in jail.
Well, good man.
Yeah. Supporting his woman. Scott says that he did go there that day. He did an estimate and spoke with Celeste about the issues and the cost. He said that while he talked with Celeste, Jason and Susan were inside the trailer, and it sounded like they were arguing with another man. Susan came out and said that she thought he better go. So he did. He states that this was around 3:30 p.m. and that when she opened the door that he saw Jason inside arguing with a Hispanic-looking man that he couldn't identify. And that when he left, everyone there was alive. He says that he was heading out and he came into contact with Jeremy and Larry and warned them to not go in there because of the fighting. He packed up his things, put it in his van, left the property. He then arrived home by 4 p.m., and his girlfriend, Sarah Miller, corroborated his timeline for the day. But other than that, he didn't really have any alibi except for his girlfriend.
And that was which one? The convict plumber?
Yeah, the plumber.
Okay.
Jeremy and Larry were talked to. They both admitted to being on the property that day. Some sources say that they were doing a drug delivery, and some say a water delivery.
Those are very different things.
Believe what you want. But they were involved in the drug scene.
Okay, very different things. Were they delivering water or were they delivering? Those are very different things.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Some things say water, some things say drugs. So
I'm going to need you to figure out which it is.
My opinion, sounds like drugs to me.
Okay.
But
yes, in my opinion, it sounds so as well as not to slander or what's the other word?
defamation.
Defamation. Sounds like it would be drugs as well.
So anyways, they both say that they crossed paths with Scott around 3:30. They say that he met them outside the trailer and discouraged them from going inside, and he was acting very strange.
Oh.
So they decided to leave, and he immediately followed them off the property.
To make sure they were getting out of there?
That's what it would look like. On November 24th, Scott Cannon was arrested.
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all.
Super fast. One day. The next day he was arrested. So he was arrested for 3 counts of murder and was brought in for more questioning. He denied everything. He says that he was not involved. They really needed to look into that Hispanic-looking man.
That's such a racist thing to say.
Well,
You need to look into the Hispanic man. Like,
I don't know if he's trying to be racist there, or he's just saying, like, hey, you need to look into this guy that I'm telling you was there.
okay.
But no one else saw this guy there except for him.
Shocking.
So the detectives say that he was not truthful to them. He didn't tell them the truth about his relationship with the victims or his drug use. A search warrant was issued, and in his home they found an extensive gun collection, hundreds of rounds of bullets, and homemade gun silencers. Amongst that was boxes of .22 caliber bullets, but the murder weapon wasn't found. They also found the metal lockbox, but it was empty.
The metal lockbox that he left for his girlfriend when he was going to be in prison?
No, his Celeste boyfriend gave it to Scott to give to Celeste.
Right, but it was
So
empty.
Celeste wasn't his girlfriend. Right.
Okay, but Celeste's boyfriend gave it to Scott to give to Celeste. That's what I'm saying. The lockbox that was meant for Celeste from her boyfriend to take care of her while she was in prison stole the contents.
Possibly.
Well, you know what? If I was somebody that slandered people, I'd say that's a real trash bag move.
But you're not, so we're not going to say that.
I don't know why we can't still say trash bag. No one's going to.
I don't know.
No one's going to sue us. We don't even have enough listeners for that.
I don't know. So anyways, he got a charge added to him, possession of a firearm, since he was a felon and that was illegal, and he had an extensive collection of guns.
Right, that's a no-no.
Yeah, that boy. Comparative bullet analysis was ran on the bullets found in his house. So this is a science that tested for different types of metals in bullets and compared them to the metals found in the body after they were shot, like during their autopsy.
Interesting.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I've never heard of that.
That is interesting.
So it's actually been in place since the 60s, and it was very first used in the JFK assassination.
What?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
So this was regarded as foolproof as DNA. It came back that the bullets found in his house were indistinguishable from the lead found in the murder victims. So with this analysis, there was a 1 in 64 million chance that the bullets didn't match the victims. So pretty rock solid evidence.
Yeah.
So that was their smoking gun for the case that they needed against Scott. His trial began on January 24th, 2000. The main witness was the landlord, Bimla Boyd, who gave the timeline and the eyewitness report of seeing Scott at the property that day. She states that the smoke started immediately after he left, and her reports were corroborated by Jeremy and Larry, who witnessed him and his strange behavior that day. It was believed that he got them to leave the property because he had just committed that triple homicide and didn't want them to find it.
Well, yeah, that would be a good idea. You don't normally want people to find your bodies of victims after you've killed 3 people.
No, not immediately.
No, I mean, ideally never.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he didn't hide him very well.
I mean, no, he left him under the trailer, which, again, I don't understand that, but...
No, I don't really either. But so the main theory of motive was either that the money that was given to him to give to Celeste, there was like no trace of anywhere of where that money went.
Okay.
So that could have been one thing. Or another theory was that it was just a drug deal gone bad. They were both known drug users, drug sellers.
But like a drug deal gone bad and they were hiding under the house? No.
Yep, I don't know.
No.
So, but again, it was pretty much all circumstantial evidence. No one actually saw the murders. There was no weapon, no DNA, and the bullets matched the lead in the victims. Along with all of that, and he was the last known person to see them alive, he was pretty good for the crime.
So did we ever look into this Hispanic man?
No.
Okay.
So he maintained his innocence throughout the trial. On February 28th, 2000, the jury found him guilty of 3 counts of murder, and he was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences with no possibility of parole. He was brought to a state prison. He tried to appeal his decision in 2002, but the Oregon Court of Appeals his conviction. He then petitioned for a review later that year, and the Supreme Court in Oregon again denied his petition.
You're right. That is a pretty short case.
So what do you think? You think that was sufficient evidence?
No.
So it goes along with my theme, right?
Yeah, no.
The last few weeks I'm like, no, not enough evidence to convict this man.
No, I don't know there's enough evidence. Okay. You had said, why are we talking about that? We were talking about it at Podfest, right? About like being on a jury? Yes.
No, I think we were just talking about it by
I
ourselves.
don't think so. I thought we were at lunch with...
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
at lunch.
Yeah, we were at lunch at Podfest with... Somebody just honked a fucking horn in my driveway. You know I'm trying to record, mother effers. I'm just kidding. It was my husband for sure. Anyway, we were talking about it at lunch, and I was like, I would love to be on a jury. And you were like, no, I would be terrified because I would never want that responsibility. And then you got me thinking about it. I don't want to be on a jury either.
I think it would be really cool if I could sit in and not vote.
Yeah. Like not be a part
If
of
I
the
could
jury.
just sit in, listen to all of the tea and all of the evidence and everything, but then like when it was time to decide, be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, no. I just don't see, like, all these juries are like, without a shadow of doubt, like this person did it. I just don't, there's so many of them. But honestly, I would just be letting everyone go.
Yeah, I would be
mean,
not guilty.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying these people aren't guilty.
Right, but I can't be certain that they are.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, super crazy.
I don't know, man. So crazy.
So I lied. This case is not short. It's not over.
Oh, it's not short?
No, it's not over. I'm only halfway.
Oh.
So hold on.
Are you really?
Yeah, I lied. I got you there, didn't I?
First of all, you got me good. Second of all, I was really excited that it was, because my back is killing me. For anyone that didn't peace out because they might have thought the case was over, we really need new chairs too. Like I feel like we're just constantly like, please, sir, will you give us more money? But like, I really need, if you guys listen and you think that what we give you is valuable, if you could give us some money, I'd appreciate it. My back is killing me.
Not doing it for you?
Huh? No, my kitchen chair in my garage. My back is killing me. Like you were like, oh, whatever. And I was like, oh, well, that was a really short case, but hey, I get to go lay in my bed.
No, it's not over. So, well, I'll try to get through the rest quickly.
No, it's okay. You can take your time. I was literally just Googling comfy chairs on Amazon, though. Because I
saw you typing on your computer. You're like, oh, this case is almost over.
Yeah, I was.
We're hearing about court.
I was like, all right, case is almost over. Hearing about court. Boring part I don't really normally care about. Once I get a guilty verdict, I'm good. So I was like, all right, Amazon, comfortable podcasting chairs, because I really need a better chair.
Yeah, I know. Tyler needs a better gaming chair that I use.
Yeah, this chair's awful. But okay, anyway, please continue. No, my attention is on you. You definitely fooled me, though. That's a good one. You did a good job.
I thought so.
I'm proud of you, man. Look at you go.
I just had that idea, and I was like, oh, look at me. I'm going to do it. Okay, so anyway, so on September 29th, 2002, another caretaker was murdered on Bimla Boyd's property.
What? This thing really isn't over. You said it was a triple homicide.
Well, it started out as a triple homicide.
But there were more.
I said it starts as a triple homicide.
Ashley, you dirty girl.
I know. So couldn't find a ton on the case because it's mainly taken over by the triple homicide since
that was,
more people died there. I guess it's bigger.
Right.
So pretty much, which is kind of sad for this victim because every time you look into him, it just comes up with the other case. But the little bit I know about this victim, he was a 54-year-old. His name was Robert Daniel Spencer. And he was found murdered in that same trailer with a gunshot wound to the head as well. Pretty instantly, the main suspect was Bimla Boyd. Dan's family and friends say that their relationship developed into more than just friends.
So can I just pause you there? I suspected this person, Bilba. How do you say her name?
Yeah. Bimla.
Bimla. I suspected Bimla from the beginning.
Yeah.
Of the first homicide.
Really looked into.
No, I can see that, but I immediately from the very first one was like, oh, Bimla. It was definitely Bimla.
Yeah. No, she wasn't really looked into.
Yeah.
So neighbors also reported that Bimla had threatened Dan. He told her that he wanted to leave, and she told him that he would never leave the hill alive. So, of course, she denied this.
Of course she did.
She denied having any part in it. She denied having an affair with him. All of it. But after a little while, she took a plea deal. She admitted that she did shoot Dan. She says that she walked into the trailer and she found Dan in a compromising position with her teenage daughter.
Do we think that's true?
I don't know, but that's what she says.
Was her teenage daughter questioned?
Yes. But like I said, there's really not much on like Dan's case. Because it's very limited. You can't find much on it at all.
You know, I have a hard time with Bilma's name.
Why?
It makes me think of Bilbo Baggins.
From what?
Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings.
I've never watched that.
I think that's his name, is it not? Naomi, second guess.
I have no idea. I don't know the Lord of the Rings. I've never watched it.
I
don't know
watched it.
anything about
I
it.
watched it with Aunt Sue one time.
No, that's not up my alley.
Me neither. Yes. 1937 novel, The Hobbit. Is that the same thing?
I've never read
Is The
it.
Hobbit and The
Never
Lord of the
watched
Rings the same thing?
I have no idea. I didn't think so.
I don't know. Yes, it is. Bilbo Baggins is a hobbit.
I don't know.
Yes, Bilbo Baggins, Lord of the Rings. I watched Lord of the Rings with Aunt Sue. It caused a very big issue because I went to stay the night with Aunt Sue, and then when I came home, Mom asked me how the sleepover was. I said it was great, but Aunt Sue let us watch this movie, and it was, a weird movie. And Mom was like, well, what was the movie? And I was like, The Ring.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was like, what?
Yeah, freaked out. I remember.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know, like 9. I was like, yeah, actually, let us watch The Ring. And she was like freaking out. And then she was like, Sarah, I don't know if she like called it or what, but then she was like, did you watch The Ring or Lord of the Rings? And I was like, oh, Lord of the Rings. So I probably get it. Sue like cussed out. I don't know. Mom probably like called her, like cussing her out.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, so that's why I have a hard time with Bilbo Boyd, because I think of Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, yeah, no, Bimla.
The Hobbit.
Bimla Boyd. So anyways, she accepted a plea deal for manslaughter and was sentenced to 7 years, which I think is ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Shot someone and got 7 years. Well,
manslaughter.
if he was like actually in a compromising position with their teenage daughter, though.
Yeah. I guess it could be like self-defense.
If he was, I mean,
Kind of.
I would go to prison if I caught a man in a questionable position with one of my daughters. I would go to prison if I caught an adult with my son in a questionable position.
Yeah.
I have no problem admitting that now.
Yeah.
If I were to come in on any adult with my children in a compromising position, then you better run.
Yeah, okay, I agree. I take back my I recant. That it's ridiculous.
Now,
She only got 7 years.
If that's true. I don't know if I believe that, though, given the triple homicide.
I mean, she was only sentenced to 7 years, so I mean, obviously they believed her.
Right. Well, there must have been enough supporting evidence, so.
Well, anyways, that led to the belief that Bimla Boyd was not a very reliable witness in the previous murder.
Well, yeah.
So again, in 2004, Scott tried to appeal, but it was denied.
Okay.
In 2008, a reporter turned private investigator,
Ooh.
which I think is super cool. His name was Eric Mason. Saw Scott in prison. He spoke with him, and Scott asked him to help him with his case, and Eric said, yeah, dude, of course. So Eric had actually done a story on Scott when he was an investigative reporter, so it hit kind of close to home. Together with Scott's attorney, Mark Geiger, they worked on a new angle to get an appeal. They started their focus on that main piece of evidence, the bullet analysis, that proved concretely that those bullets in Scott's house were the same bullets used to kill the 3 victims. But it turns out that I put the abbreviation here, and now I can't remember what it's called. It's abbreviated CBLA. Comparative bullet lead analysis, maybe? Anyways, that was discredited by the FBI in 2004.
Huh, interesting. I figured that would happen.
In 2003, the FBI asked the United States National Academy of Sciences Board of Science, Technology, and Economic Policy to research more into the analysis.
That was a mouthful.
So, I know. So they launched a 12-month study, and they found that the chemical analysis wasn't flawed, and it was being used correctly. It was probably sufficient to determine correlation between 2 bullets, or 2 specimens, but it could not conclusively determine that it was the same. They said that because of that, they thought that it was misleading and confusing when transmitted to the prosecutors and the jurors. So in 2004, the FBI decided to stop using the technology. So they weren't told that they couldn't use it and that they shouldn't use it. They just decided on their own that it probably wasn't the best, so they weren't going to use it anymore.
Okay.
At that time, there were 2,500 cases that had used CBLA testing.
So did they overturn all of those?
No.
Did they appeal all of them?
I don't know if all of them got appealed, but it said that only 20% of those 2,500 cases actually, like, the evidence actually made it into court.
Oh, okay.
But still, I mean, 20% of 2,500, I don't know how many that is, but quite a few.
20% of 2,500 would be, I don't know, like 500 probably. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that sounds right.
10% of 2,500 would be 250. So 20% would be 500. Yes.
Yeah, so that's quite a
That
bit.
associates in accounting paying off
There you
that
go.
I don't use for anything else.
So yeah, about 500 cases. So I'm sure not all of them got overturned.
500 cases is still a lot, though.
Right. Yeah, quite
Especially if it's like faulty evidence.
Right.
Okay.
So it was also found that at the time in 2000, when he was getting arrested, or 1998, I mean, not 2000, whatever year it was. It was also found that at that time, in 1998, that he was being arrested, the Oregon State Lab declined to conduct the analysis because they did not believe that it was scientifically reliable. So the officers at that time, or detectives, sent it to a different lab to get the analysis done because the state lab wouldn't do it.
Okay.
So they knew at that time that it wasn't the best, but they used it anyways.
Right, but they were like, screw it, we'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
My philosophy on life, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Screw it, do it anyway?
Yeah, I'm like, this might be a bad idea. Let's do it anyway. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
True story. It's my life.
So Eric went to the scene and he talked with some neighbors who had told Eric that Bimla was not at home all day like she said she was.
What?
She clearly remembers Bimla driving very erratically and almost ran her husband over while he was checking the mail.
That's shocking to me.
She said that Bimla seemed to be in a hurry and she was visibly shaken at the time. And she says that this was around 3:55. So remember, Bimla called from her house at 3:57.
I do remember.
That would be why I guess she was driving so erratically, because she was trying to get back real fast to call the police.
Right.
There was also a letter that was found in Bimla's handwriting. It was part of a Dateline episode that I saw that, but I didn't find it anywhere else that there was this letter. So I don't know where they found it. I don't know when they found it. Take that as you will, I guess.
Okay.
So according to Dateline, the letter read, "I was an eyewitness to a triple homicide at gunpoint. A drug deal went wrong, and I happened to be the only one to witness the whole ordeal."
Okay. And it was in Bilbo's handwriting?
Bilma, yeah.
Bilbo Baggins.
You're having a hard time with her name.
Yeah, it's a weird name, Bilma.
Bimla.
Oh.
Bimla. Bimla.
I keep calling her Bilma, so
Yeah.
Bimla. It's a weird name. I'm sorry.
She, I was gonna add things in here about her, but then I decided not to.
Don't want to slander anyone.
Here. So she's not from America. She's from another country, so that.
Well, that's okay. I didn't assume she was. I figured her ethnicity was probably something different. I assumed.
Bimla also told the 911 dispatcher that Jason was alive and gasping for air when she found him. Remember?
Yeah.
But the autopsy showed that Jason was only alive less than 1 minute after being shot.
So no, unless she shot him.
So in order for her to have seen him gasping for air and alive, she had to have been there when he was shot.
Right.
There was also that unidentified Hispanic-looking man that Scott told the police about. So looking back through the court files, they found a photo lineup, or a throwdown, as it's called, by county detectives from only hours after the murders. There were photos of several men with dark hair and darker skin complexions. They took these photos to Scott, and immediately, without hesitation, he pointed out a man named Tom McMahon.
Oh, the Hispanic man he told him to look into that they said no to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tom wasn't actually Hispanic. But he did have dark hair and a darker complexion.
Okay.
So it was an understandable mistake. But he was not actually Hispanic.
Okay.
But Tom was well known in the drug world, and he was actually a known associate of Jason.
Interesting.
6 weeks before the murder, Jason had been arrested for selling methamphetamines, and he was arrested with Tom.
Interesting.
2 witnesses came forward. Tom's previous girlfriend. She said that hours after the triple homicide, he called her and told her details of the murders that were not released, and he said in the conversation, "You should have seen the look on those girls' faces when they were shot." His girlfriend also admitted that his behavior after the murders had been increasingly erratic and paranoid. Another witness was my favorite kind of witness, a jailhouse snitch.
Yeah, you love those.
He said that Tom told him that he shot 3 people execution style. I'm not sure exactly when the girlfriend came forward, but the jailhouse snitch came forward in 1999, before the trial. And the report was never given to the defense. Tom was never listed as a suspect, and he really wasn't even looked into.
Well, yeah, because they thought it was Scott.
Right.
Where does
So with all
Bimla
of
fit
this
into
evidence-
that, though, if Tom did it?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
So with all of the evidence, in August of 2009, a judge finally signed an order to vacate his conviction and give Scott a new trial. Scott claimed that he had inadequate defense, mainly due to the bullet analysis not being challenged. And in December of 2009, 4 boxes of evidence from his case had disappeared.
What?
It was either lost or destroyed, but they couldn't find it either.
Crazy.
The Oregon Department of Justice says that Polk County destroyed it. Polk County says that they did not destroy it, they sent it to the Department of Justice. But the Attorney General says that she never got any records from them.
Mm-hmm.
4 boxes of evidence for the case gone. Without this evidence, they couldn't retry Scott. So the charges were dismissed, and Philip Scott Cannon was released on December 18th, 2009. Which was 11 years after the murders. He was in jail for 10 years. Polk County says that the triple homicide is still open, but there's been nothing done with the case. So, neither Bimla nor Tom have been arrested if they were the ones to do it.
Right.
There really hasn't been that much more done into the case.
Right.
Most people who worked on the case still believe that Scott is guilty, and a lot of the victim's family also believe Scott is guilty.
I think that Tom is guilty.
I mean, it sounds pretty plausible to me.
I'm sorry. In my opinion, I think Tom is.
I mean, I think maybe Bimla had something to do with it, in my opinion.
I mean, it would seem like it.
But the murders aren't really like the same kind of murder.
Right.
So I'm not really sure.
I mean,
where
they
she would
kind
fit
of
in.
are the same. They were all shot.
Yeah, and they're all shot in the head.
Right. So they are the same kind. So I don't understand why you're saying they're not.
Well, because according to her, and I would assume her daughter was, that they were in a compromising position.
Right.
So like that one was fueled, whereas like the other ones, 3 people, it wasn't. Like what was Bimla's reason? I don't know.
I mean, what is the reason ever? Like, there's never a reason.
Well, I know, but there's always motive. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's good reason, but it's reason.
okay, but she may have a motive that just hasn't come out, and it just might be crappy motive, like normal.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So then I found some articles that said that the evidence was located in 2011, but they didn't say where or how it was found. It just says like, oh, surprise, the evidence has been found.
What evidence?
The evidence that was lost against Scott. The 4 boxes of evidence.
Oh. Okay. So are they retrying him?
They haven't. That was in 2011. It's 2023.
I mean, they can't, can they? Double jeopardy.
No, they can retry. They granted him like a new trial, but then they never tried him.
Oh, what a horrible life.
Yeah.
To just like
So he can be retried.
be retried at any given time.
Because he wasn't retried the second time and found not guilty.
Mm.
So they tried him.
Shady
and
shysters.
he appealed it, and they didn't retry.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So they could.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I'm not saying that I think Scott is not guilty.
No, but
That's
I don't think that there's
Some
enough
evidence-
evidence for either, really.
Right. Like I could see how people might believe that he was guilty, but I could also see how he's not guilty. So I'm not sure about that.
Right.
But one super cool thing, his girlfriend stood by him the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole 10 years he was in jail.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
She's a loyal woman. Can't say I would do the same.
With his family. He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
There's like pictures of him when he got released and his son,
Sweet.
who was like 9 when he was arrested, and now he's like 20.
Yeah.
So, or well, not now, but when he got out, he was 20. So that was pretty cool seeing the pictures of them together.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
In the fall of 2011, Scott tried to sue the district attorney office, the sheriff's office, and the Dallas Police Department for $20 million for false imprisonment, malicious prosecution, and abuse of process. But this was pretty immediately dismissed.
Why?
He challenged it. I don't know. But it was. I guess maybe because they never actually found him not guilty.
Right, maybe.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they can't say it was false imprisonment if they never found him guilty or not guilty.
Right, makes sense.
So he challenged it again in 2014, and again it was dismissed.
Mhm.
And then in 2022, he filed another claim for compensation from the state of Oregon, but
He
I
filed
really couldn't find much more info
he
on
filed
that.
another claim for what? It cut out.
Compensation.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Is that really it, or is there
really
more?
done this time.
Okay.
I'm really done.
Well, yeah, that was interesting. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting since, the last few cases I've been like, I don't think they did it, or there wasn't enough evidence. And then this one really was there wasn't enough evidence, so they let him go.
Yeah.
After 10 years. Which again, one of my biggest fears.
Yeah, I'm aware. But our friends from Real Crime MIC said it's very unlikely too.
Yeah, it is very unlikely, but it could still happen, I think.
I doubt it. Okay, but they said because your biggest fear is you're going to be falsely accused because you donated your hair to lock.
Okay, no, my biggest fear is just being falsely accused. I just thought that could play into it.
Okay, well,
But my friends assured me that couldn't play
there
into
wouldn't
it.
be any follicles, so, and they need those. Which I was,
No, my fear is just being falsely accused.
yeah.
Not saying all cops, but sometimes once they get in their head that someone did it,
Yeah,
they just kind of pull evidence to make it
Yeah.
look like that person did it.
we do see that often. I mean, not all cops for sure, but there are some times when we see a detective just so set on a certain
Hey, what did that
suspect.
to me?
I mean, you are pretty hated by everyone, so
Yeah, everyone hates
you
me.
have a punchable face.
No one likes me.
Yeah.
I should just go eat dirt.
Yeah, you should. You should just go eat a big handful of dirt.
I'm just saying that's a scary thought.
I know. Nobody dislikes you. You'll be fine.
No.
And I
I'm
will
sure
be
people
it'll be a story. Okay. I was scrolling Facebook the other day and it was man's high school dropout sister goes to law school. That'll be me. Your loser
Yeah.
sister will come through, go to law school.
You're not a loser.
Well,
That would be pretty badass of you, though.
I would do it 100%. If you were falsely accused, I would go to law school. I would go to Harvard, like Elle Woods.
Yeah.
But instead of bringing a dog
I
with
would
me,
definitely
I would just bring 3 kids. I'd
Your
be like,
purse.
come on, guys. Got to go to law school to free Auntie Ash from prison. She's falsely accused. Let's go.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That would be me. You definitely threw me for a loop with that one because I definitely thought it was short and over.
Well, sorry to
For anyone who's
Not
sticking around, I did find some chairs and I added them.
What did you say you cut out?
I said for anyone who's still sticking around listening, I did find some nice chairs. I added a wish list that, we don't share with anybody.
Very expensive.
Our wish list is very expensive. That's why I didn't actually share our wish list with anyone because I don't actually expect our listeners to buy everything on our wish list for us. Although that would be cool if
Yeah.
any of our listeners are really rich and they just want to spoil us.
No, maybe you never know.
Maybe. You never know. Yeah, but I added some nice cushy chairs. They're office chair, high back, ergonomic, PU leather, modern, executive, swizzle tash chair with padded armrests and lumbar support.
Ooh, fancy.
They sound really fancy, right? Yeah, so I added 2 of those to our wish list and I put them as highest priority. Needs 2. Yeah, our wish list is very expensive. All we've got on there is a Rodecaster, some XLR cords, a computer monitor, because apparently I need one of those for editing. I'm still uncertain that we need those. Some new headsets, even though Ashley says we don't need those, but I 100% disagree because these headphones are awful. Some shock mount holders for our microphones to stop Ashley from making noise. These color coding
I feel
XLR
like
things.
I've done pretty well with this
New setup?
here.
Yeah, I think you've done okay. You're not as fidgety. I'll be the judge of that when I edit. Yeah, and then our desk chairs. So I mean, the whole thing is only
need a desk.
Well, I figure once we get into a space, we'll just get on Marketplace and find like a table. Right?
Sure.
I mean, that was my plan. I actually was going to buy a kitchen table yesterday, but I figured, man.
What are you going to do with a kitchen table?
I was going to put it in the building. So that when you go to move, it would just be ready for you.
I guess that would work.
Yeah, it was round though, so.
Well, that would probably be fine.
I don't know how big our podcasting room will be, Ashley. I didn't want to buy a round table and then have it take up the whole.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, our list isn't that expensive though. It's only like $1,300.
Oh, not that bad.
It's not that bad. We'll get there. With our current Patreons, we'll get there in about 2 years. So whatever. It is what it is. Honestly, I don't really even care. I do need my back to feel better. I might buy a lumbar pillow.
Well, this chair has one and it's not working.
Yeah, but Tyler sits in it weird. He like crushed that pillow.
Yeah, but I move it
Yeah.
when I sit in it.
I don't know.
I don't know, but anyways, yeah, so let's go to bed.
People probably don't like listening to us tell them to go to bed when they probably listen in the morning because I release our episode at 3 a.m. So
Probably not, but
switch
I'm
it up.
ready for bed.
All right, let's switch it up. So anyway, we hope you guys all have a fantastic, productive day and catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, if you like what you heard and you want to support a small podcast, please give us money at
www.patreon.com/weekly dose of wicked, where you can join one of our 4 amazing tiers, starting at just a measly $3 a month. That's literally 10 cents a day. You can join the slightly wicked. After that, we've got the moderately wicked for just $5 a month, followed by the awesomely wicked for $7 a month. And for those high rollers, big ballers, we have the extraordinarily wicked. So head on over, check it out. If you like what you see, join it up.
If subscriptions aren't your jam, head on over to
www.buymeacoffee.com/WDOW, where you can give us a one-time donation to buy us a coffee or, like podcasting equipment, which would probably be a better use of our money.
Feel free to give us a follow on
Instagram at weekly_dose_of_wicked, or you can just search Weekly Dose of Wicked and we'll pop up because we're the only ones.
or you can give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/weeklydoseofwicked.
Or you know what? You could just do both because that would be better for us.
For a direct feed of our podcast, please go to
www.weeklydoseofwicked.buzzsprout.com.
Great news, guys. We've made it big time, and you can now listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yep. Even Pandora. They finally let us in.
Make sure to come back next Wednesday for your
Weekly Dose of Wicked. But